Hello, and welcome to another Pick'ems. I'm kidding. This is not. It kind of is. I'll just be like, I'm telling you my opinions on the last four, but first I want to retrack back into to like the last couple matches of playoffs that has happened. So, um, yeah, a lot of things have happened. It's been very crazy ever since my Pick'ems, for playoffs. Let's just say it was a bit troll. It was a bit troll, but even if I did like pick the ones that I actually think would win, like the only one that was like okay, the only one that I kind of trolled on was Trace versus EDG. That was like kind of like the only one where I said okay, that's a bit troll, but because I probably would like if I was actually using my brain, I probably would have used EDG. But then even then, like EDG versus Sen, I would have had Sen winning. But they didn't. So yeah, that would have been a lot of errors. And these bottom brackets were what I thought. Like I thought these two teams, I thought they were gonna win. I had Heretics. I honestly thought Heretics was gonna beat Lev. But it didn't happen. So yeah. Um, but yeah, okay. Let's talk about the last couple matches that happened. First I want to go into first I want to go into Sentinels versus EDG, which I think is I think so far to watch personally it was the best game to watch so far. Uh, I don't think like Sen Sen versus EDG was just very fun. Although Sen wasn't looking very too good. Like chemistry wise, they were looking very good individually. Individually, they were looking so good, and because of that, it wasn't like a complete stomp. It was pretty competitive. Up until the end, until they got sunset, pretty much. But other than that, it was pretty close. And then there was like individual plays going on, and it just felt it didn't there was a lot of interesting moments, especially because like both of these teams are very mechanical teams that have very good mechanical players. So to be able to watch that game was very fun. So I would say to watch it was the best fun. It was the best game to it was the most fun game to watch, and also because it is like EDG, who is my favorite team, or Chinese team. We don't talk about Trace. We do not talk about Trace. RIP, RIP the Trace team. You'll be forever in our hearts. But yeah, and then Sentinels. I also like Sentinels. They're my favorite America's team. So yeah, and I will say EDG. They are looking like serious contenders. I will say they are looking like serious contenders right now, like insanely good contenders. Because the biggest problem with EDG before, I will say, and it wasn't even that big of a problem before playoffs, was Kong Kong. Kong Kong was not playing to like the same level that he was. He was Kong Kong, like he was still doing some Kong Kong things, but he wasn't Kong Kong. He wasn't being that top frag that was absolutely just going wild and destroying everybody. But ever since playoffs, he has been dropping the numbers. He has been providing the numbers, and even here where he wasn't like top. But look at this: 49 for T2, 49 for nobody, 51 for Kong Kong, and Smoggy was doing some pretty good clutches. Simon as well. They were all doing some very good plays. Like this team, mechanically and chemistry, like their synchronization of util and just set plays were looking so good. And Sentinels did not look good too well in teamwork, which I think is the reason why they lost. Because if it was against like Lev, honestly, because Lev their teamwork have improved, but I still don't think it's like up to where it could be. But like Sen, if it was against Lev, I think Lev they actually would have made it a closer game and maybe could have even beat him, just because it would be both of them going mechanical plays for mechanical plays, right? And I will say they do. Lev does have Aspas, so if you do that against Aspas, it might not work out too well. But I think if you if you take the average of who has the best mechanical team, I just think Sen beats Lev overall, which Aspas does skew their mechanical skill by a lot. But even then, like is playing pretty well in champs. King is playing really well. Mazzino, I mean, their team is playing really well as well. So now, Team Heretics against Sentinels. I'll start with the lower bracket. For this game, I do believe that Sen will beat Team Heretics just because against the Lev, Team Heretics, they looked a little bit lost. Like they didn't. It didn't really seem like they were playing like together well. It didn't like the players weren't playing too well. So like it really didn't feel like they were playing as good, right? And Minibu did actually play good this series, which is scary because before they weren't, and yeah, when Minibu is playing well, they aren't winning, which is kind of weird because I feel like they should. And then I feel like the biggest problem was Wood didn't have as big of impactful moments as he usually does, which I think is a major win con for Team Heretics. Um, but yeah, Minibu had a pretty good game, I will say. Aspas had an Aspas game. I don't know. I don't know what other way to describe it. So, but yeah, Sentinels versus Team Heretics. If we're both judging from like these two games and like these two games, I will say I think Sentinels have a bit more of an advantage because even here, like I said, Minibu has been playing insane in playoffs. In playoffs specifically, he has been playing insane. And Wood also activated here, so that was like very helpful. But also here for Sen, it kind of felt like their teamwork was once again going up, and Tens did not have like the kill, like the amount of kills that he usually does, or not usually, but if Sen can pull off these numbers, like if they can keep this individual play, and but like kind of make the teamwork work. That didn't make too much sense. But if they can make like the teamwork better, while keeping up, while like they're able to put up the individual performances that they have, I think Sen has a major contention to make it to grand finals and win grand finals. Just because I mean, mechanically, when you look at this team, right? Mechanically, when you look at this team, it's so hard to like doubt them, right? Sure, like here they also have very good mechanical players, but when you think like Boo and Rians, you like they're good, but like you don't really think of them like mechanical. You don't really think of them as a mechanical player. Here you have Zekin, like one of the best duelists in the world right now. In champs, I think he is top three duelist right now, or maybe top five. Yeah, top five. I think. Nah. I'll say top three right now of the teams remaining. I think he's top. I think he's top two. I think he's only behind Hospital. I mean I think he played better than Kong Kong technically. In terms of kills and statistics he did. So I think then Tens. I mean Tens is the mechanical player when it comes to those kind of stuff. Sasi has been playing he has been playing like phenomenal. All right, okay, you know what? I'll give up. He has been playing amazing. He has been playing amazing this whole tournament. In champs, he has like I don't know. I'm pretty sure he has the most assists out of anyone in this tournament, or he has like one of the highest assisting like statistics without playing KO. He hasn't played KO, which is like insane. Zelsis, he has been playing amazing as well. Mechanically, he has been playing amazing. Clutch, he has been very clutch. John QT, he has been absolutely frying right now. Like he has been able to call so many good rounds, and he has been able to like keep up the mechanical skill. Like that's actually insane. So I think that if both team plays good, then I think Sen will take it. Now, obviously, like if one plays bad and the other plays good, then the other team will win. But if they both play good, I think Sen will beat it. Will beat them. And now for the hardest game, which is I personally think it's the hardest game to judge is EDG versus Lev, just because Lev they had a weird track to getting here, right? G2 playoffs played like horrible. They did not play good. G2 did not play good during playoffs. Coming into Team Heretics versus Lev, Team Heretics looked lost. They did not look good. They looked very, very confused about what was happening in the game. Sure, they managed to put like close, but it didn't really feel like they were. It didn't really feel like they were winning. Like, how do I explain this? It didn't feel like Team Heretics were playing too well. I feel like their attack was like the best part. which, but I don't know. Even then, like their defense looked very shaky. I don't everything like defense specifically as well. They were looking very, very, very like uncoordinated. They weren't playing correctly. There's some people just going in like when they're supposed to be playing like post or when like they'll just be getting like free picks right to Lev, especially during defense. So if they play like so Lev, I wouldn't say they had the easiest track, but they had a pretty weird one. Actually, out of these three teams, I think out of these like, EDG I think had a harder track. Actually, yeah, yeah. I would say actually yeah, just because Trace, it was pretty much like the same thing. G2 didn't play too good. Trace didn't play too good. But and then I think Sen at least gave them some competition. I think sure Team Heretics did, but like overall I feel like Lev didn't really have to worry too much except for like map one maybe sometimes. So like I feel like the score for Lev versus Team Heretics is a lot closer than the game actually felt. So but I do think EDG actually prevails just because I mean, dude, all of their players are playing well right now. Smoggy has been playing well. Kong Kong in playoffs has been playing well. Nobody, Simon and Chitu have all been playing amazing. So overall, all five of these players are playing so good during champs. So I think I'm gonna have EDG going to finals, and then Sen beating Team Heretics, and then Lev versus Sen. Hmm. It will depend a lot on how Sen plays this game, but if they play well, like I'll just assume that they managed to play well just because of the recoveries that they have been shown to have with like them coming back, beating FPX 2-0, beating Gen G 2-0, and then beating DRX 2-0. I will have them beating Lev, and I think it's just gonna be a rematch of EDG versus Sen, and then I think, you know what, just for China, I think China wins their first ever international trophy. That would be kind of sick. The first ever international trophy for China being a champs. So, and against like these teams, this competition has been like very, very competitive. With like the teams have been looking very good. So, yeah, I'm excited to see. But yeah, that's my opinion. Comment down below if you think it's completely wrong, because there is a way. I definitely see a way that Team Heretics and Lev beat their matches, and then yeah. So I definitely see ways that this could go wrong, but I also see ways that this could go right. And I think it's gonna be a very competitive game. I don't think there's gonna be 2-0s. I don't think there's gonna be any 2-0s here, and I don't think there's gonna be a 3-0 or 3-0 here. So I think it's gonna be very close games and very entertaining games. But yeah, hope you enjoyed. And yeah, I'll see you next time.